So it's currently July 11th, about 12 o'clock, 12:15. And I'm about to turn 20 very soon. I got about one more month, maybe less. And yeah, today's been a very interesting year. I've definitely learned so much about myself, and just like understanding how if you want to be great, you need to be very disciplined. Like there's so many other factors too, but like I'm trying to build myself and learn about myself, and I've done so much of that, but you know, nobody's perfect. I make mistakes, when it comes to doing bad habits, but I've learned and I've failed so much that, you know, I'm learning that what's best for me, and, just being super time conscious. Like every year, or I think since 2023, I've been making video every year. Even though it's one video a year, I don't just make one video. Like I journal and stuff, and I reflect. So it's actually like basically every day, but I put it on video. I don't really know the reason for, but I think I said in the last video, but I don't really want to go into all of that because there's, I would say, I guess one reason is just to have it for the future, I guess, to make sure that I'm definitely being on track and not just like getting older, becoming more lazier, and just seeing like my progress, But I've definitely learned a lot this year. I've experienced a lot, and it's really been a journey. Like, I'm branching out to new things, and I'm getting older mentally. Like even the way I dress, no more of that like streetwear, like young. Like I'm starting to get into like the more classy look, you know, um, comfortable, classy, like, whatever. It's not about dress or clothes or whatever, but it's just like the fact that, I'm changing, and I'm not scared. Definitely no. I'm actually happy because, like, if I were to compare this to years ago, I was just wasting my time playing video games all day, every day. And it's like, I wasn't even making money doing it. It's like, what's the point? And like, my slogan is, when it comes to video games, that is a disease, bro. Like, it's, I guess you could say like, it could be the dopamine that makes you want to start to play and make you like, you wake up and you want to play video games immediately. Like, I didn't like how much control it had over my brain, and just trying to take control and, just have crazy discipline and just, building yourself, and I think that's just important because, especially being time conscious, like we don't have like a long time to live, so, living every day as your last is just what I try to stand by, because, besides work and besides everything else in life, I think purpose of it is just having dreams. I would say everybody has a dream, and a lot of people don't experience that. They don't try, and they just like, they minimize themselves. They put barriers, they put limits in their brain, and that's just not me. Like, I know a lot of people say, take risks while you're young because you have nothing to lose. And I agree with that 100%. Like, as you get older, you have family and kids and stuff, there's going to be so much risk, taking out a loan or whatever, you don't want to sell your house. Like, that's what most entrepreneurs have to do. I wouldn't say most, but different case scenarios, it gets to the point where people dream really big and they sacrifice a lot, but sacrifice while you're young, not while you're much older and you have a lot to lose. Because I'm not like, it's not like I pay all the bills here. Like I live with my parents, so it's like I get to stack my money up. I just invest in myself. That's all. Getting a mentor, I think that's very important. Even though I don't have a mentor yet, I think I'm gonna get a mentor when I have a more consistent job, where I'm getting consistent pay, because I can work and I can go to school. That's possible. It's definitely possible. I just think that, it's tricky. It's hard to find a mentor, but it's possible. Everybody's capabilities and experience and vision would like have to match what I need. And just, your school, like I plan to do engineering. So it's like, I'm gonna really need to be focused, passing these classes with certain grades to even get to the school that I want to go to. Like, do I have a plan B? Yes, I have a plan B. But in worst case scenario, like, I don't even want to do plan B, because it would feel like it would take me even more time to figure out where I'm gonna go from there. So I think the main point of this video, because every video is gonna be different, or probably the same, I'm not sure. I just get, I would say these triggers to make the video. Even like before, I usually make them like every day, every year on my birthday or after my birthday. But like how I said, I'm so time conscious that even today I'm thinking about my birthday. My birthday's next month. I was thinking about my birthday when the year started. Like, time goes by super fast, and I think that I made a lot of progress. I found what my purpose in life was not too recently, and I think that just life is just it's a struggle, but then it's also a gift. Like, I think you need to struggle in order to find who you are. Like, those bad moments, those when you're at your lowest, I think that's who you really find who you are. Because, like, do you ever get back up? How hard do you try to become your best self and get back up, or do you just stay there? And I just don't see me. I don't see me like that. I don't even like doing it like that. Like that is just so. Like, you don't really love yourself if you just don't care about your life. You're just wasting it. Like, even if I were to play video games for just a whole day straight, I would end up regretting it. I'd be like, why did I do this? This was retarded. Like, I didn't make no money off of it. I didn't learn nothing. Did I gain anything? No. The only thing that I gained was, what do you call that? A lesson. Just stop playing video games. It doesn't benefit me. Like, I could be working on anything. I have all these hours. Like, I was doing an assignment for class this summer, and I was thinking about what age I really started playing video games. And I started playing video games, I think, when I was 6 years old, when I had the Xbox 360. I remember my first game was probably Minecraft or some shit. Or I remember playing Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, and I played that. It was the first game that I ever started playing that I remember, Black Ops and stuff. And then, I started getting older. I just keep playing more and more and more. It was just an addiction that I didn't really think about until I hit 17, maybe even younger. But as I was getting older, I started becoming more disciplined, more and more and more. My hours of video games definitely been cutting, because I have all these hours just by playing video games. And it's just unbelievable to me that I've played more video games in my whole life than I've actually worked. Because I would say it's not fair to say that, but it is fair to say that, because how is that even possible? Like, it shouldn't be like that. And I think the lesson is that to work more on yourself than to work on something that does not benefit you. You know, not saying that like, oh, when you go out to party you have fun, that doesn't benefit you. Like, you need those times where you have fun or you do stuff for you mentally, because that's how people burn out. But if you want to be successful, what are you talking about burning out? Like, do you want to be successful or not? I don't understand. You know, people say like a work-life balance. You know, I understand that. I'm not saying like, you know, work 150% and get no sleep. Get your sleep, but don't oversleep. Like, that's what I do a lot. I feel like I oversleep a lot, and I try and cut down. Like, I try to figure out what is the minimal amount of hours I sleep. If I can go 7 hours of sleep, I'd rather get 7 hours of sleep than get 8 or 9, you know, because then I just save 2 hours of my day by doing something productive, like reading or meditating or whatever, doing anything, learning, whatever. But man, that's about it though. You know, I think next year is gonna be even greater, and I'm learning a lot, and you know, I'm changing as a person. I'm not scared about that at all. I'm actually happy about that. But you know, I'm the type of person where it's like I get impatient, but I know that that's just how it is. You know, like, you just can't become successful in one day. You know, you see all these young kids starting a business. I watch Shark Tank all the time, and these kids start a business super young, and I just think like, damn, like, that could have been me at that age, you know, or even now or whatever, you know, and I'm working towards that. You know, I think being an entrepreneur is what best fits me. I don't even like being bossed around. Like, having a boss would just kill me, bro, because I don't even want to go into all that. That's a whole different topic that I'm gonna talk about for 15 more minutes. I'm not trying to do that. But I feel like a lot of people say that they don't want, of course they'd prefer being the boss, but I don't like being a follower. Like, I like being a leader. Like, when I have a certain amount of group of friends with me, I prefer my friends all be leaders than followers, because then if I have somebody who's always following me, it gets irritating. Like, why are you, like, you might look up to me or whatever, or I'm not like trying to like make myself like, I'm trying to be humble. Like, I'm not saying that anybody looks up to me, but as an example, like, I'm really strict with choosing my friends, and I haven't had friends in a really long time. After high school, I've had basically like no friends, no actual friends that I've actually kind of stick by and talk to, or you know, do activities outside. I'm not even complaining about that, because like, when I go to school, I meet people, and I get to know them, and you know, I ask them like, oh, like, you know, what do you want to do? Like, are you ambitious? Whatever. Like, I just get to know them as a person, right? I don't ask them super deep questions. Sometimes I might do, depending on the conversation. You know, if they're talking about, you know, something deep, then I'll talk about something deep. But you know, I invest who I spend my friendships with. You know, if you're like a nobody, you have all these bad habits, I'm gonna turn out to be like you. So I'm definitely not gonna be friends with you, stay in contact with you, being like, oh, want to party? No, I don't want to party right now. No, I don't plan on traveling. I don't plan on having no fun until I become successful, or I get to the point where in my life where I'm like, all right, I've worked this is how much I've achieved, this is where I am now. Now I'm gonna take little mental vacations and, you know, keep working on myself until I become successful. You know, until I become successful, then I could really take, like, I could sit down and, you know, plan a family or some shit. Or even before that, like, this is something that I can't really talk about because that's super far in the future. I don't know what age I'll have kids or whatever. But it's a lot. Like, you know, this is life. This is life for me. I'm not saying this has to be for you if somebody's watching this somehow. But yeah, I make these videos for me, like, just purely me. Last year I made a video. I made my first video when I was 15, and I'd say that is that moment where I had, like, that's like my first ambitious, that's when I started to notice, like, I had dreams and goals and I was ambitious, and, like, life wasn't just video games. You know, it was like more than going to school, playing video games, having fun, friends and shit. It's more about actually becoming the person who you dream of being. Like, you dream of having this, and this, but in your current reality of world, in that world, you don't have none of that. So you're just dreaming. So everything that I dream of, I want to have. You know, you see people on the street who have everything that you want to have, and you don't question yourself, and you don't be like, damn, like, I wish I had that. You know, like, it's not fair that, you know, they have that, but I can't have that. You know, or you could say it is fair because they worked for it and you didn't. It's a tricky conversation. I might not be wording it right, but you get where I'm trying to say. And I think the only way to chase freedom is through entrepreneurship. And I just felt like it's always been like that, you know, creating something. That is my life purpose, is to invent something, create something new and innovative, or something that already exists in the market, making it better, you know. I think that is what I am mainly going for, because, you know, life isn't all about making money. It's just being happy at the end of the day and just getting everything that you want. Like, everything that you want. Everybody wants power and freedom. Like, I don't want to exaggerate this, but I have to. A lot of people will live in the same place for the rest of their life and never experience the outside world. Like, oh, I only traveled to Puerto Rico and like a little bit of places. Like, you understand, this world is so big. Like, go to Europe, go explore the world, like, see something different instead of, like, being in this, like, safe shell. Like, this is what I talk about. People put limits on themselves, and, you know, they don't dream big. They probably don't dream big as me, but that's just who I am as a person. And I wouldn't say I'm trying to convince anybody, even though I might sound convincing, I'll be honest. Like, I'm trying to convince you to change, but this is just me talking to myself, you know, because I'm about to turn 20 years old, and that's about it. So I'll see you next year when I turn 21. Hopefully it is gonna turn out good. I already know myself. Like, I already know.